morning, guys. I am in Venice. We actually got here yesterday, but I didn't have the vlog camera out at all. It's my very first time in Venice and actually my very first time in Italy at all, so I just kind of wanted to take the first day and enjoy it and see it through my own eyes. But today I thought I would take you guys along with me because we're hopefully going to be getting up to some kind of fun stuff, and it is absolutely beautiful here. I kind of knew that it would be gorgeous. It has the reputation and I've seen pictures of it, but there's definitely something about seeing it with your own eyes and actually being here that makes it completely different. Today we're going to be doing, I'm not quite sure exactly yet, but I know that we're going to be going to the island of Murano. So we're going to take a water bus, as they're called here, a little ferry, and I'll be taking you guys with me so you can kind of experience it as well. This is probably applicable to more cities than just Venice, but I've noticed it even more strikingly here. When you're in a tourist zone, it is absolutely flooded with people. But the second you turn off into one of these little streets, it's empty. I didn't mention earlier, but Murano is very famous for glassmaking. When did you say they moved everything here? It's been years and years and years ago. I think it was like the 13th century when they moved all of the Venetian glassmakers to this island for safety reasons, I think, because of fires and stuff. So now there are actual glassmakers that you can kind of just spy on, like I just did, and watch them make glass. According to legend, this church, which is called, what's it called? The Basilica di Santa Maria e Donato. Sorry for my Italian pronunciation. Supposedly, this is where a saint in the 12th century slayed a dragon, so that's pretty badass. And the church is built on where the dragon was slain and is buried, according to legend. And the guy actually is buried in there. You can see it's in like this glass coffin, and it's really creepy. It's like the third one we found here so far in different basilicas and churches. But anyway, He's buried in there, and he's supposedly the dude that slayed a dragon, so that's pretty epic. It decided to rain this afternoon, so we're back on the main island now. It started pouring around lunchtime when we were in Murano, and so we just kind of ducked into the nearest place we could find, which was not very good. So right now we're doing some research for dinner so that we can actually find a place that's gonna be really good and get some authentic Italian Venetian pasta. And I think you said the specialty here is squid ink pasta? So we might try that, or we may not be as adventurous. I don't know, we haven't decided yet. So far we've had a lot of pizza, so I think we'll just be satisfied if we get some sort of authentic pasta. It was a bit of a shame that it started raining like it did, because we were really enjoying our time in Murano. It was absolutely beautiful, but once it started pouring, we didn't have an umbrella, and also it just got really cold. And you'll notice I changed actually, because my dress it got really soaked, and it was just not really weather appropriate, I think, once it started raining so much. Now the sun is back out, so I probably could have stayed in it for a little bit longer, but instead of taking chances, I decided just to change. And of course, while we're back at the apartment, we had to also stop and make a bit more coffee. When in Italy, you drink lots of espresso. Dinner was absolutely amazing. It was a random find that we found. My husband was looking, he searched for, I guess, local Venetian restaurants or something, but he did it in French because we were finding that a lot of the English sources were like TripAdvisor and other places like that, and not as much actual personal like bloggers and stuff who gave personal recommendations. So he searched in French and we found this one, and I would absolutely 100% recommend it to anybody coming to Venice. It was the most authentic feel I think we had the entire time, and none of the staff spoke English or any other language that I was aware of, except apparently the guy who owned it is, I guess, who he was. And the food was amazing, the atmosphere was perfect. Highly recommend. I'll put the name right here because I'm afraid I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. But if you're coming to Venice and you want something actually authentic, then yes, you need to check it out. Good morning. It is day 3 of Venice, day 2 in the vlog, and it is our last day. Right now we are walking to the, what is it, Palazzo Ducale? Or Ducale? I'm mixing my Spanish, French, and English pronunciation every time I try to pronounce anything. Anyway, we're going to do that today and visit, and do you know exactly what kind of stuff is inside? We haven't really done much research. We just thought it looked really nice. The first day that I didn't vlog, we walked by it and we walked all around that area. It seemed really interesting, so we saved it for today, and then we'll see where we go from there. standing in front of a gondola maker shop. It's one of the last in Venice, I think, and it's been there since the, what'd you say, 17th century. It's very close to a very popular tourist place, but a lot of people don't even know it's here, so they don't even come down this street. Fun facts about gondolas, because we're nerds and we've been reading about gondolas now. They are weighted differently on one side. They're heavier, and that's why the what do you call the guys who... Gondoliers. Wait for this boat to pass. And that's why the gondoliers are able to just row on the one side of the gondola. What other fun facts have we found out? You said one earlier. Oh, it's very expensive. Apparently the average price is about $40,000, the equivalent. So it's definitely not cheap, but they charge you enough for an actual gondola ride. So they probably make it back pretty quickly.